Another great program is the Kokoda Youth Leadership Challenge, an annual program started and run by the RSL and Services Clubs Association. The Challenges offers young people between the age of 16 and 22 the opportunity to walk the Kokoda track. Candidates are expected to walk the entire Kokoda track, which at 155 kilometres is 59 kilometres longer than the more popular tourist track. Clubs New South Wales covers the cost of flying to Kokoda, as well as accommodation, food, camping equipment, boots, and track permits. This is a special young man, and he's going to tell us how he and a number of other young people have walked the Kokoda track, sponsored by their local club. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Ethan Thomas.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all distinguished guests here tonight. I won't hold you up too long. Come on, guys. My name is Ethan Thomas, and I'm from about 1,200 kilometres just down the road from a little town called Broken Hill, out in the far west of our beautiful state. And I was given the opportunity late last year to follow in the footsteps of the brave men and women who served us in this country on the Kokoda Trail in Papua New Guinea. This journey for me began over 12 months ago now, where I was participating in the Youth Leadership Enrichment Program, Max Potential, run by Wayne Death, which in itself gave me the ability to apply for the Kokoda Track leadership experience. Without the guidance, the role modelling and the coaching provided from this highly unique program, I can safely say I would never have had the skills and the ability to get on top of my senior school, stand up and become a leader in the community, and 3, walk the Kokoda track. And in itself, I think that deserves a round of applause. The process of gaining the chance to walk the Kokoda track was one of application, interview, and phone call from the local manager of the Legion Club, Anne Rogers, who told me I was now to be sponsored by the five local clubs of Broken Hill and Clubs New South Wales itself to walk the Kokoda Trail. This moment will always stick in my head as I jumped up in front of my English class saying, "I got it, guys, I got it, I'm going to walk the Kokoda Trail, get around me." Finally, thanks to Max Potential and the skills I learnt from this several-month program, I've been able to achieve something with my life. The months that followed seems to flash me by. Numerous interviews with the local media about being selected, eating canned food, just trying to get used to it, juggling my senior school, putting my hand up to be school captain, and trying to find a few steep hills in Broken Hill to walk over and over and over again just to trying to get some training in. All the while not knowing what to expect when flying out of Australia. I spent the night before embarking on the track, meeting all the other trackers, learning names and faces and stories, and packing my gear that had been supplied to me through the local clubs. Trekking poles, boots, socks, toilet paper, because there is nothing worse than forgetting your toilet paper on the Kokoda track. Believe me. The Kokoda Plateau was our starting point of the 10-day journey, where we were told our first story of the Australian soldiers, whom right where we stood were shot dead. And you all went quiet when I said that. Many not much older than myself. This was the moment I stopped taking everything for granted I had back in Australia. My family, my friends, my job, and my freedom. The trek itself was so much more than just 10 days up and through the jungle ranges, in rain and mud and heat and rivers, because we were able to walk through the towns and villages that were inhabited by the Papua New Guinean people. Some of these were just children who didn't have clothes or proper shelter, no toys, no TVs, something a young person here in Australia would take for granted every day. But in our group, there were our own fuzzy wuzzy angels, who were shortly nicknamed the boys. And in my journey, I narrowed it down to one thing: Dixie Wanu, the totally mute carrier. For those in the room who are unaware what I mean by totally mute, Dixie Wanu was unable to communicate verbally or hear anything that was said audibly. And yet through acting out a big game of charades and hand signals, nothing was needed to be said between me and Dixie. I learnt Dixie's story, where he came from, what the next day would hold, where we'd been, how far it was to the finish, what was for dinner, and that he was an avid Canterbury Bulldog supporter. Every step of the way, Dixie was behind me, making sure I had a helping hand everywhere we went through a creek or over a river. It was Dixie's adversity to his phenomenal situation and how I was lucky to have met such an inspirational human being who provided me with a new way of viewing this world. And the stories of the Australian soldiers who were injured in battle and simply had to hop back to safety, passing groups of dead soldiers, mates and brothers who lay there on the track, but they never gave up. As a young Australian, I learned that the opportunities and experiences come in the most unusual places. Courage, endurance, mateship and sacrifice have been instilled in me on the track and brought me a new set of eyes to view this beautiful world. The Max Potential program and the Kokoda Track experience endow me with the leadership skills and confidence to take on roles as the new school captain of Broken Hill High School and to become a leader in my community. I appreciate every opportunity that clubs in the Riverina region and the support of the Clubs New South Wales have given me, and they are the reason that I now have a new appreciation for life itself today. Thank you.
Well done indeed, Ethan. Thank you. Ethan's father, Paul, has also travelled here from Broken Hill to be with us tonight. And I believe they're going to take in a game of footy on Saturday before they head home. So welcome to both of you. Congratulations. Brave young man. Fantastic.